Hi everyone, so I just want to go over an article that I have been going and researching on for the past couple of weeks, and in this article it basically talks about the saliva and how it's connected to the nervous system and how it actually can provide neurological analysis for opportunities within memory and psychiatry. So in this article it first talks about the anatomy of how the saliva, being a part of the digestive system, and nervous system work together. So basically the nervous system controls the biological parts of such as your saliva levels increasing, the muscle movement and chewing, and then also the sensations of different types of taste on your taste buds. So scientists wanted to figure out, besides those factors, what else does the nervous system affect within the digestive system and nervous system working together. So they found out that emotion actually affects it. And they found out with emotion it has a connection between the production of the hunger hormone and salivation in the mouth. So in your saliva there are multiple proteins within it, and the most common is SSA, which is basically the salivary alpha amylase. And with that, the reason why it's most common is because it's an enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates and starch, and it makes up 50% of your saliva. And they found out that SSA actually increases in high levels in the presence of adrenaline in stressful environments. So what scientists decided to do to test this out was they decided to first figure out if SSA was actually a good biomarker to actually test stress levels. So they compared it to NE, which is another protein, and they took men and women and put them in stressful environments, and they tried to see which protein had higher levels and more accuracy in stress. And they found out that SSA actually had more efficient levels. So SSA is actually a salivary analyte, which means that it produces steroid hormones. And steroid hormones, as we all know, is produced in the hypothalamus and pituitary gland. So scientists and certain research groups did certain tests to see if SSA levels did in fact increase in stressful environments. So they first tested individuals with occupations. Individuals who had high demanding occupations and high responsibilities within their occupation had higher levels of SSA than individuals who didn't. The second thing that they also tested was individuals with mental disorders. So they took individuals who didn't have mental disorders and individuals who did, such as in panic disorder, post-traumatic disorder, and so on, and they tested them and put them in stressful environments. And they saw that individuals who had mental disorders had higher levels of SSA than individuals whose levels did increase but did not have mental disorders. Another thing that they found out was with stress and SSA levels was that memory consolidation also increases. So that means that your short-term memory actually processes faster and more efficiently in stressful environments. Now with this article, I only have two critiques about it. The first thing was relatability. So with this article, it took me a really long time to break it down and understand concepts. I had to even go out of my way to look up other concepts to understand it. And I don't know if this article was for only individuals with science careers or if it was for the general public. But if it was for the general public, I'll be honest, a lot of the concepts that were delved into, you had other concepts that weren't, and you needed to understand those concepts to understand other concepts. So if they were able to delve into those concepts a lot more, it would have been more relatable. I feel like even though the article is already long as it is, having that article long but much more easier to process and comprehend was a lot more effective. The second thing was I wish that they had more paradigm tests. The only tests that they did really in paradigms were psychological and psychosocial. And I feel like if they did more paradigms, it would create less of a bias with their research, such as if they did an experiment with the biological paradigm, such as individuals who have genetics that make them more susceptible to have risks in developing certain mental disorders and anxiety and stress. If their SS levels are already, altered with them having those genetics, does that mean that their results are going to be different because of that? So I wish that they were able to do that as well. Other than that, I feel like this article is a really great read. I learned a lot, and I hope that all this information was at least broken down enough for you to all understand. Other than that, I hope all of you have a great day and that you enjoyed this video. Thank you.